Hey everyone, thank you for joining me here at Always Working for God, where I'm sharing Jesus all around the world. Today in this video, we will be discussing the Bible in 5 minutes, where you or someone else may have a question that you cannot answer, but all the answers are in the Bible. So the question for today is, can God speed up time? Can God speed up time? A few days ago, I asked this question on my Facebook page. My question was, according to the Word of God, can God speed up time? I didn't get a lot of responses, but the response that I did get, it says, I believe He can if He wants, because He is all in all, and all belongs to Him. Let's see what the Word of God says. Let's start with Book of Numbers, chapter 17, verses 6 through 8. The Book of Numbers, chapter 17, verses 6 through 8. And they say, And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, and every one of their princes gave him a rod apiece, for each prince one, according to their fathers' houses, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aaron was among their rods. And Moses laid up the rods before the Lord in the tabernacle of witness. And it came to pass that on the morrow Moses went into the tabernacle of witness. And behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded, and brought forth buds, and bloomed blossoms, and yielded almonds. So in these verses, it shows that when the rods were presented to God the night before or the day before, the very next day, Aaron's rod budded, budded blossoms and had almonds on them. So, how many of you have ever planted a fruit or a vegetable or a flower, and the next day they have blossomed? You know when you do gardening or planting or whatever, you have to bury a seed. But have you ever seen it where the the seed had budded the next day, already had blossoms, already had fruit, already had vegetables, already had seeds or nuts or what have you? Have you ever seen that happen? This right here is proof that God can speed up time. Let's go to another book, the book of John, chapter 6, verses 19 through 21. The book of John, chapter 6, verses 19 through 21. Book of John, chapter 6, verses 19 through 21. And they say, So when they had rowed about 25 or 30 furlongs, they see Jesus walking on the sea, and drawing nigh unto the ship, and they were afraid. But he said unto them, It is I, be not afraid. Then they willingly received him into the ship, and immediately the ship was at the land whither they went. So in these two verses, it shows God sped up time here because it says immediately the ship was at the land whither they went. In these verses, it's showing that as soon as Jesus got into the boat, the next thing they knew, they were already at land. So God sped up time here. Also, let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verses 22. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verses 22. And it says, And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. These verses have to do with the second coming of the Lord, and it's stating that God will shorten the days. God will shorten the days during this time of Jesus' second coming. So there's another verse that I want you to read. It's Jonah chapter 4, verses 5 through 7. And the question is, can God speed up time? The answer is yes.